The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials down 26, NASDAQ off 40, S&P's off 17.5, gold contract down $7.50, trading at $17.67 an ounce. Silver up 11 cents, $17.77 an ounce. Light sweet crude flat, $37.95 an ounce. A barrel. Light notes and bonds. You get the 10-year right now up 3 ticks, trading 138.31. The 30-year up 17 at 178.13. And King Dollar. King Dollar's up 243 ticks, trading 97.393. The Euro's at 112. The yen is out here at 107.24, and the British pound is at 124 to 1 US dollar. Ride 'em cowboy, Tom O'Brien.
Ride 'em is right. Ride 'em red, man. Red again, but man, just interesting to see all the volatility around that weekly jobless claims number. Big day in the markets yesterday. S&P's, though, still above 3,000. Continuing claims, almost at 20 million people. Where do you start, man?
How about that open, right?
Oh, man, I know. Which way are we going? Pick a side, head fake.
Man. Let's get over to our man, Mr. Kevin Hinks, TD Ameritraders, we do each Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And don't forget, folks, every trading day right here. You want to understand the option market, option strategies, futures, amazing program. You really want to get into the thick of it, of how you can basically move through this market. 11 to 12. Every trading day, folks. If you haven't test-driven the Thinkorswim platform, real easy to do. Just come on our website at TFNN, hit the banner, bring it up. They'll allow you to trade with paper money each and every day. And Kevin turned us on. And I've had Thinkorswim forever, folks, okay? The bottom line is that, you know, when you trade forever, I guess I didn't dig into this program as much as I should have. Kevin was turning us on yesterday to the aspect of how a visual you can actually see these equities and what their weighting structures are inside of these different indices, and it's pretty powerful, man.
We kept talking about it even when we said goodbye to Kevin.
Amazing, man. Kevin Hinks, what's going on?
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Tommy. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Can you
Happy
believe
Thursday.
it? It's another Thursday, Kevin.
Big day today. You know, here's the way we do it in my world. The financials start earnings season, and Nike ends it.
Okay.
So Nike with earnings out after the bell today, that kind of signals the end of earnings season for this quarter. So we're going to have some fun today. We're going to cover Lululemon and Nike.
I love it.
Today.
Nice.
Yeah. So lots to cover today. But you know, guys, this market took a pretty good punch yesterday. And what I talked to Ben Lichtenstein about this morning is, look at these three major indices. Let's take the Russell out for a second and look at the S&P. Was really close to 3,000 this morning, right?
Yes.
The NASDAQ was right at 10,000 for a lot of the morning, and then the Dow Jones was getting pretty close to 25,000. So those are some big numbers lingering out there on the horizon. The NASDAQ is now through it, but you know there's some big numbers, and big numbers attract people. Big numbers attract eyes and more volume.
Yes.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. I think day two of a sell-off with interest rates and 10-year yield now 0.6 and cash on the sidelines, I think this market will be an interesting day today. I mean, it's already looking, you know, I mean, the Dow Jones is flat and the NASDAQ is only down 0.5%. So
and the S&P might as well be flat. The S&P is only down $10, man.
yeah, right. And that's not what it used to be, right? So you've got the two major indices that people watch, the Dow and the S&P, are basically unchanged. The Dow is now up on the day. So this has, you know, buy the dip, day two written all over it, guys. My watch list on the Thinkorswim platform is going green as we speak across the board.
Yeah,
It's great. If I could just throw out there the moves, I know you guys know it, man, but it's so hard to keep track of even how big the moves are, because when you look at a chart, they don't look that bad because they're happening in both directions, like 50 points down, right? 45 up, 40 points down, and then we just jumped 30 points in the last almost 20 minutes in the S&Ps.
Now, you can see the bulls and bears, they're fighting in an extraordinary way. There's no doubt about it. And, of course, what has happened on a continual basis, folks, that the buying the dip has worked on a continual basis. So, I heard one of the guys in the trading room yesterday, Kevin, right? This was a great quote. When this was at the end of the day, and people were talking about, the market down, the states getting hit and all of this with the virus. And one of the traders says, "Oh, I had much more fun when they were just talking about don't fight the Fed." It was a classic. Do you know what I mean? It was absolutely a classic. Yeah.
I've spent most of my adult life in trading pits, as you guys know.
Yes.
And one of the best lines I ever heard in terms of something like this is, I heard a guy say once, "I bought the first dip, I bought the second dip, I was the third dip."
Wow.
Yeah.
That is wild, man. I know. Pretty amazing. There's no doubt. We look at this market. We know we're coming into July 4th next week. Bottom line is, has a few more days to move, right? I mean, I think by next Tuesday, bottom line, people have been locked up. I mean, even if they can't go anywhere, they're going to drive somewhere more than likely, right? So it's going to be interesting.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
You're seeing that in auto sales. You're seeing that. I just think that this year, I mean, let's face it, there's no international travel.
Right.
There's not going to be. It'll be a minuscule fraction. So I think you're going to see a lot of domestic travel, a lot of theme parks and things like that are going to do well. But these short these spring ups of the coronavirus, they're going to affect people's psyche.
Yes.
So we need to get through the next week or so. And yesterday was just what we talk about all the time. It was just a slow incremental release of bad news all day. And every time this market tried to firm up, there was another bad headline that hit it. So this market is so reliant on headlines for its movement. And with high-frequency trading, they take that headline and they move it. So
they do.
I really think that's the way this is going to play out. You got to really watch what headlines do to the overall market, guys.
You know what I thought was amazing, Kevin? So, picture, we're getting hit in Florida right now. I was talking to a couple guys yesterday that have restaurants, and they were telling me that so we got into a mandatory mask deal last night at 5 o'clock, right? But this was the conversation I had with them the night before, and they had said to me, and this is where you can see the power of people, that the acceleration had gone up really nice at the businesses around here, right? And then they said 3 days ago, like before the mandatory didn't come out, everything stopped. So it's really intriguing to me that us as a mass of people, we actually have that much power. I mean, people just said, okay, hold it, man, I'm going to stop. So it's really intriguing when we're in the market every day that it really is us pushing and pulling on a continual basis as to what we think is going on. Pretty wild,
When in doubt, guys, never discount the U.S. consumer.
Yeah.
There we go.
No doubt. Well, listen, man, you have a great weekend, a safe weekend. We look forward to speaking to you next Tuesday. And, of course, we look forward to the show in 45 minutes.
Always a pleasure, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. Stay right
Thanks,
there,
Kevin.
folks. Tommy and I come right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is up 48. You get the Nasdaq down 12. S&Ps are off 10. We get over and we take a look at the NDX 100, folks. Okay, this is something you want to pay attention to, because what we have here, when we got those bounces inside the marketplace, bottom line, the NDX couldn't do it. You got a bounce. That being said, guess what? This thing is really weak, and that's telling me that this thing is going to volatility we keep in place. But guess what? It's going to be lower prices out here. Right now, when we hit that low of 98.85, that has volume down there at 10 of 10. So I suspect as we get through this marketplace, we are going to see more selling pressure inside the market. Gas, Tom, right? Did we get gas today?
We sure do. Gas, man. Talk about some pain recently. I pulled it up to take a look at this morning, and this thing just doesn't stop, man. This week alone, you're up down almost, more than 10%.
The next
down
leg
20
down.
cents.
Yep,
Yeah.
the next leg down. So let's take a look at this, because we had been looking at this anyway, folks. And I believe this next leg down, it's like $1.24, I think. You'd have to go back 20 years. Let me just see this. I'll put it back 30 years. This is crazy. We put it back 30 years, right? Like nothing, right?
Seriously, I know.
Okay, come on, it's thinking. Okay, so, yeah, it broke the 161. Yeah, it is, 161. There it is, right? 54, oh my God. Yeah, the next stop is 125, man.
Hey, we just went down 20 cents since Monday. So
125. Oh, man. Okay, so let's take a look at this. We'll take a look at the whisper number out here.
Okay.
What do we got? So is this going to be a break with volume? Let me put this up. Oh, yeah, I got to get the active contract. NG. Give me.
I'm pulling it up. as well, so we can take a look. And natural gas on this Nadex platform doesn't really usually trade as well, and I'm looking at it already.
Right.
There's not going to be any available trades. Crude was a nice trade yesterday, man.
Oh, man, that turned into a trip, didn't it?
I know. You could see that not a lot of volatility priced into that for the type of move that you got right at that 10:30 inventory. There you go.
So you got, let's see, it's 180, 160, 20 cents. That gets you 151. Okay.
It's almost like, I mean, look at that trend, man, since April. Oof.
Crazy. So let's see what we got here. Natural gas.
Okay.
Okay, so they're looking for this. These are always so close, too, right? This
And
one
you
here.
know what? I think it was 109, I think, or 110 was the exact one last week as two, I believe, in terms of the exact number.
Remember they let you put it in a decimal, 0.5, right? Remember?
There were guesses that had it at with a 0.5, but it seems to come in right at 109, man.
It does. Okay, so I think.
What are you going to go for?
A little bit higher. Give me a number, because if they're correct on it,
yes,
it would seem that it should be flat, right? I mean,
all right, let's go 112. I was going to say 111. We got to. If you want to do
111, no, 112. Keep it there. I don't want to second guess you.
I know, right? Because then it'd be big trouble when it comes in.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, and it's a little bit of a game theory, right? What we're doing here is we're going to be the number one. You want to be the number one. I don't want to tie for the number one. We saw it last week. I think there were 27 people. I wonder how that works. Do they all get trophies, man? There were 27 people that guessed the correct number on natural gas because it always comes in at pretty much the median analyst estimate.
Yes.
I wonder how that works.
I know. They have a much better handle on the natural gas, and it probably has to do with the pipelines that are probably already filled. And so it's like, okay, it's filled. They probably don't have as much storage, right?
Sure.
And it's like, okay, this is how we shake this out, man.
And how about this S&P in terms of shaking out as we speak, man?
Yeah.
Quite a little trading range developing, and that's kind of what I was hinting at when I said to you and Kevin, man, if this ever becomes a range, I mean, we were up at 9 o'clock last night above 3,050. You come down to 3,005. We're back above 3,050 at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
We come back down to a low of 3,011, and we've jumped 32 S&P points from that price plan. You don't always get 1 to 1.5 percentage moves 3 or 4 times a day, folks.
Exactly. And folks, if you didn't hear Larry's show this morning, Larry had Stan Harley on this morning, and what's so cool, so picture this. The first time I had Stan Harley on is like 1996.
Okay.
And the presentation this morning, folks, was pretty extensive. It
was great. I was listening to myself.
The program's archived. He put it together really nice as to what it is. And what he was talking about is a topping pattern. He's talking about that these indices top at different levels and months. It takes months for a topping pattern to come in place. I thought it was a great presentation.
Yeah, I like the talk of his cycles, right? He was looking at 2016.
Yeah.
It was a good conversation. Check it out right at the great plug. Go head on over to either you have the archive section of TFNN you can always access, Tiger TV. The archives are in the bottom of the Tiger TV tab page, or you can go right on over to YouTube, search TFNN. Everything we do right in the video section are archived. Larry's show, our show, everybody's show right there, easy access. Subscribe to the channel, you get notifications, and you can watch the live stream right on YouTube as well. Put it right on that TV in your living room, man. That smart TV.
Isn't that cool on the TV?
It is.
I know. What's so intriguing, too, is that he was talking about the last cycle coming into like 2015, 2016, and it's almost like, when you look at the chart, like it almost didn't even go down that much. But it did. I mean, the bottom line, the S&P went from 21.28, down to 18.12, and then it took another year or something to get above that, year and a half.
I mean, it's the only area of the chart you could call anything but an uptrend from 2008 to 2019-20 almost. So you got to look at something there for sure.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, there was a lot of election anxiety going on there. And that's the other thing, man. It's like, 45,000 cases a day, right? Can we jump into some of those COVID numbers as we have about 2 minutes probably to the break? Because what I was going to say is you have the election coming up that really isn't even factoring into anything yet. I read one article out there that says, maybe some of this pullback is a little bit of the election coming in where Biden showing in some of the polls a distinct lead, the market beginning to factor in what happens if you get Biden in office. I don't think that that's the case happening right now. We saw huge trade worries. We saw COVID numbers at 45,000 cases a day. We have continuing claims of almost 20 million people, right? I mean, these trends here, man, we're all very familiar with curves.
And
okay?
just as you're talking, I don't mean to interrupt, but listen to this. The Texas governor just suspended, literally 4 minutes ago, all elective surgeries in the hospitals in the biggest cities. Because the problem is that they need hospital beds right now. Yeah.
We talked about it yesterday in terms of the ICU beds maybe filling up in 10 to 11 days in Texas. And I imagine the governor there, Republican governor, Abbott, that he's getting some pretty stark details about what they may see in the future for him to be coming out so strongly on that front. So stark warnings that people should be listening to. Florida, man, not far behind. So we'll jump around to the few of them. The numbers on Florida, do I still have it up? Yes, I do. No, do I? I wanted the statistics in terms of, you know what, I'll pull it up. The number testing positive was about 16% yesterday in Florida, man. 5,500 some odd cases, biggest number ever. And, the real question everybody likes to ask is it going to transition to deaths? Well, if it's transitioning to hospitals and deaths usually lag cases, we're not going to know. And that, for at least 4 weeks. Everything else is speculation, but it's worrisome to say the least, man. And, when you're looking at, now here's one of the things I was going to take a look at, and I wanted to research this a little bit more in terms of, I'll pull it up. Hold on, let me get the exact, just talking about.
Stay right there, folks. Come right back.
Perfect. That's a good teaser. Okay, I didn't hear the music.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Well, Tom, as we talk about that, the whisper number always gets pretty close. Guess what? This thing got blown away. We get a build, folks, of 120 BCF when the median estimate was 109.
What's going on there, man?
That's a big number.
It sure is. Jumping back, I'll pull it up right now. I got a little lulled into that number. Let's see where we're at. Natural gas, I'm going to pull it over. We are currently trading, as you would expect, lower. So we're trading at just about 159, but only dropped about a penny, 158.34 right now in that natural gas. Pretty muted response when you think we usually come in line, and we just dropped about a penny or two.
Yeah, we got to see that admin show up on the top of the screen so you can see if you're in the top 10. Just give it a few more minutes. Yeah.
Let's see it. We'll see. That's right. You got a message up there, news alert. We'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah, that's not, it says admin when it's there.
It says admin,
yeah.
Okay.
But it normally takes a few minutes anyway. But
yeah.
We were at $1.12, right? Was that?
Yes, 112. 112 was our guess, and it's dropped now. Natural gas another penny to the downside, 157. So I was going to jump.
Yes,
I just wanted to jump around, man. One of the charts I had seen this morning, and so this is talking about small business revenue, and I'm not sure of these exact statistics, folks, but this is the worry in terms you talk about. We open back up, right? But the tick down as this thing rages on in businesses like the ones you see in St. Pete, right, Tom, around our office, it doesn't matter if the economy's back open, folks, if the virus is raging with 45,000 cases. And this, in terms of how you hit, that weekly jobless claims number, man, it's remarkable to see that it's. Are we gonna just sit at a number where every single week almost 2 million people have a new initial claim? That should really be freaking out the market, I think, man, because we're like I started to say coming into that break, we're all familiar with curves, man.
Right.
Look at this curve on the weekly claims. That is not going down. Okay.
Right.
And then you look at the curve for continuing claims, and yes, that is going down at a very, very slow rate. You combine the two of those, and tell me when we get to a number pre-COVID, man. I don't see it anytime soon.
Oh, there's no doubt, man. There's a disconnect in the marketplace, and I would say that one of the biggest disconnects. Let's just bring up the airlines. There's a great article today, folks, that you should hunt. I sent it to you, Tommy. It's about Barry Steinlich. Okay.
Yes.
And this guy, folks, okay, I've followed this guy for a good 25 years, right? This guy is one of the coolest guys, brightest guys all around. He's been consistent throughout the years. That's the bottom line. And he was talking about the aspect of how hard New York was going to get hit and what a dynamic change it is in the structure of business in general. And this is a guy, folks, okay, that owns hundreds of millions of dollars of real estate in New York. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's not like, he's saying that, oh, you're going to do bad and I'm going to do good. He's not saying that. He's saying that the dynamic change that has happened in the business atmosphere. Now, we're just talking business atmosphere at this point. But his point was in all of this that if the businesses themselves are not spending the money, whether it's the airlines or on the office space, this is a dynamic change. He thinks the rents are going to go down over 25% in New York. He thinks we said 1/3 of the hotels are going to be out of business. And this is one of the biggest hotel owners in the world, folks.
Yeah, is it Starwood? Is that
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, I thought it was just a great article. He goes through it very slowly of what he's thinking going into the future. And guess what, folks? When you're in business, it's really hard to do that sometimes. But that's the first step. That's the business that's going to be alive because of the fact that the bottom line is that you're dealing with it, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, you want to read this because when you think that the disconnect that we actually have, and then if you're a fundamentalist, I think it's even more important because the reality, if you're looking forward, I've seen New York be in heaven. I've seen them in hell. I've seen them in heaven again. And the question, always is, when do they go back to heaven? And they will. Because there's more people every day, okay? But guess what? That can be years from now. That's the reality. Because who's going to clean up this mess? And the mess has to do with the aspect of exactly how much office space there are, who's going to pay for it,
Sure.
and who's going to get on the planes. That's one of the big things for the airlines in general, So.
Listen, we can barely even as Floridians right now get on the planes, okay? If I get on the plane, I have to self-quarantine in a few states in the Northeast. Yeah. Right. Florida within the United States is an anomaly right now. The United States among the globe is an anomaly right now, man. Right. It wasn't supposed to be that the U.S. gets cordoned off from the globe. It sounds third worldish, but that's what's happening, folks. The EU is going to open back up. They're not going to allow American residents, okay? The U.S. is opening back up, and a lot of states aren't going to allow Floridian residents. It's an amazing reality as the market marches forward. I mean, these numbers, just so I did find what I was looking for in terms of the positive testing rate.
Okay.
It's an amazing statistic, man. 16% of all people tested on the 23rd, this is the most recent data that was available last night, testing positive. The whole point of shutting everything down, right, was to make sure that that hospitals wouldn't be overloaded as well, right? You can make the argument you got to open back up, man. People might get sick. Protect yourself. But we had to make sure that things were in place where we wouldn't literally have people on the street. Well, if we have 16% of people testing positive and that number rising, it's not going to take long for that to translate to that. So that's what people should be paying attention to, what's happening in Texas, like you just talked about right now. And these numbers are so stark. I mean, look at where we were at 4% almost on June 13th. That's 10 days. You went from 4% to almost 16.
Right.
Whew.
Yeah, it's big numbers. And the market is responding to it. We're still down 6 S&P points. My take on this, folks, is that the market-wise here is that you get a slow rollover happening. That's what's really dangerous, because you can see the fight out here today between the bulls and bears is really a cool fight. There's no doubt. $6 is nothing. Okay, inside the S&Ps. It's nothing until it's something, and then all of a sudden you either go down another $20 or $30 in about 5 minutes.
Now, so here's where things really. Did you just see the news coming out that the Fed's going to ease the Volcker rule for banks?
Yes. So let's get into that. There it is.
They're greasing the wheels. Okay, that's good for the economy in the short term. Banks are up right now. This is really worrisome because they're taking away the basically asset rules of what banks can do in almost the most dire of circumstances. So what happens if things keep getting bad, man? In terms of, officials from the FDIC said in a call, they're loosening restrictions, allowing banks to more easily make large investments in venture capital and allowing banks to avoid setting aside cash for derivatives between different affiliates.
Oh, man.
What happens when all of that goes bad? The Fed comes in, right? Okay, for all the banks, is that good? That's how things went south in 2008, man.
That's right. It's the derivative market, folks. It's the leverage inside the derivative market.
So are we risking this short term right now for something that could be really catastrophic if we start allowing the banks to just leverage everything, not keep cash on hand for derivatives trades, and they're using the cash that they do have for venture capital?
Big trading machines. Right. Oof. They better get time in the trade, man.
That's right. You tell them, man. Right on Amazon. Get it done.
Dow up 32, NASDAQ up 15, S&P's down 9. Tommy and I come right back, folks.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 9, Nasdaq up 2, S&P's off 12.5. Volatility, ride 'em cowboy, man. You get that saddle, Tom? Giddy up.
I got it. You better be ready both ways.
I like it.
Yeah.
Let's go to John in Philly. Hey, John, what's going on, brother?
Good morning, Tom. And Tommy, I'll get right to it. I wanted to ask you, Tom and Tommy, the stock index futures made a low, yesterday about noontime, and then it bounced, and they bounced repeatedly. I'm wondering, is there anything that you see that tells you whether or not this E-mini S&P is going to top and fail and potentially head lower, or alternatively create a bottom and get above these highs since 1 p.m. yesterday?
When we come down, John, at 950, that's you get a high volume low there. And when we just went back up and tried to test the other side of it, volume died on the vine. Like 35,000 contracts at the top, 58,000 at the bottom. And I think the tell on this happened to be, and that's why I brought it up at the beginning of the program, was the NASDAQ futures. Because what we had with the NASDAQ futures, they were the weakest, which makes 0 sense. And they also are laying it at 89, 98, 90. That's got a high volume low too, and you can see. I know you're watching Tiger TV right now. Look at the contraction of volume up to the highs, folks, is sick. So you get a low with 25,000 contracts. The first time up, we had 14,000 contracts. Then we did 10,000, and right now, where's my phone? We're at
halfway through that bar.
At 5. Okay, so you're halfway through it, and you're only at 4,000 contracts, 4,700. So that's telling me that the power is still downtown. And in a market like this, John, and I know you've been in this market a long time, I really like what's happening out here today because it keeps the bulls as well as the bears, like on edge. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, you just took the words out of my mouth as I was listening to you. I was whispering myself, yes, this market is on edge.
Yeah. It's, so You know, I think the roll's already started. What happens, folks, is that if it's a slow roll, you come down fast. Then it's like little by little, it's like a little slicing, and before you know it, you actually have lower prices out here. So we'll see. I mean, today's a big day, though. There's no doubt. I mean, because what does happen, this is only the second day. We know that what we've had is that every buy in the tip has worked, right? So it's like, okay, man,
Indeed.
Yes. Is this
Very
another
good.
one?
Thanks
Right?
for that volume analysis, Tom. I appreciate it.
Okay, brother. Have a great one, man. Have a safe
Thanks, John.
one. So, Tommy, Nike's coming out with numbers, huh? So
Yeah, that should be exciting, man. Nike.
yeah.
They got a lot of exposure overseas, China especially. So they were one of the first stocks when COVID hit. They traded down as China closed things down, and then really escalated, of course, in the U.S. But yeah, they're coming out after the bell, man.
And they reached an all-time high in January, 105. You're trading 100 right now.
It's held up relatively well,
Yeah,
right?
they're going to look. Their numbers, their gross numbers, are coming down pretty dramatically. But they're still making money. So let's go take a look at how this is set up right now.
I mean, even yesterday, completely reversed a lot of the losses it had yesterday when the market was down almost 3%, man.
Right. Yeah, this one's, well, it's interesting, man. Hold it. Put this on a weekly.
I mean, Nike has been, just in seeing it, ahead of most companies in terms of being able to deliver their products online.
Right.
Right. They had a deal going with Amazon. They opted out of that deal, I believe, to be able to just have greater control over their products. But they were fortunate, and fortunate because they focused on it, but fortunate that they were probably a little bit better positioned than a lot of companies to be able to capitalize on just online as this came to be.
Yes. So on a weekly, bottom line at 104, it's got good volume. So that's saying that, hey, guess what? You're at $100, man. You can get that 104. So we'll see where that is going to go after the close.
Yeah.
That's. And then Lululemon. Let me see, because Kevin was talking about
a
that
rocket
too.
ship.
That's not till September.
Okay, they're probably just going to compare some of those retail, whether it's
Yes.
Lulu, maybe out with their numbers, because Lulu was out with their numbers. Let's see, I want to say, about 2 weeks ago on the 11th.
That thing's still strong like bull. I mean,
Oh,
the
man,
highs
I know.
are up there at 324.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about a spread on price, man. I mean, people love their product, folks. Okay, when you actually go in the store and look at these products, and I bought a lot of them as presents. They don't have. I found that they really don't have a lot of assortment. Once you buy so much, I mean, I know. I guess.
Yeah, they got some style differences, I'm sure, but I mean, mostly it's what do you call it? Athleisure, right? Yoga wear,
right.
comfy clothes,
Right.
Pants,
All with good
joggers,
price tags.
spandex.
Yeah, totally.
High quality, but man, high quality. You better be high quality when you're charging $115 for a pair of yoga pants.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, so there's a lot of margin that you can build in,
Exactly.
even using the highest quality out there when you get to sell them for $100+
Yeah, right. And put them in a little tiny bag.
Hey,
So.
presentation
Yeah.
details.
Some of the inside the Dow Industrials out here, folks. What's moving the Dow? The Dow's only up 7
Good
right
day
now.
to be a bank.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. So Boeing's taken away from it, minus 19. McDonald's minus 18. Putting into it, Goldman's up 37, putting 37 positive points. United Health 16. J.P. Morgan 13. Not enough to basically put some juice into it, though.
I mean, these banks just exploded, man. Goldman went from 196 to 205 on that news. They can't wait to take all their money and not have it on hand as they trade derivatives.
And start trading again, right? There's no doubt. That's a bonus. And you can see, the thing that's amazing, folks, is that you can see the context of how lobbying works and how power works inside the money business, okay? The bottom line, thank God, this get-go, the banks are in good shape, no doubt about that. Bottom line, the crash of 2007 was all about the banks, all about derivatives, all about, they had bad trades. We bailed them out. You and I bailed them out, folks. That's the bottom line.
I mean, I just pulled it up. Goldman went from 250 down to 47 in that collapse, man.
Right.
And we were just at 240 to start the year.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost eerie.
Listen, man, wouldn't it be a beautiful thing if you could trade as much as you want, leverage as much as you want, and you'd still be in business?
Yeah,
You know?
and I call myself a bank, so everybody that gave me money, I said, don't worry, I'm keeping that on hand for you. And then I took it in the back room, and I said, let's go, baby, let's leverage that up.
Let's leverage it up. Let's buy that dip, and let's make
Give me some derivatives.
Let's
They're
make some
move.
derivatives. Yeah, we need some real leverage, man, like
Give me
100
some
to
quick
1.
derivatives, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
100 to 1, unreal. So now,
It is.
So now the bottom line, folks, we probably got another 7 years. It'll take it probably 5, 6, 7 years to leverage the whole baby up, and we'll see where that shakes out. But needless to say, they just grind it down. They grind the regulators down on a continual basis.
I mean, some of these charts, man, because I literally took a look just to see what, I mean, you pull up Citi, these stocks never came back, man. Citi,
Citi's,
split adjusted 550 to 9.
Yeah, Citi's a
That's
joke.
why these rules were put in place, man, and we're letting them go at a time when these when liquidity is potentially a problem, except for the Fed.
Yeah. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back. Dow's off 30, Nasdaq's down 7, S&Ps are off 13.5. We'll come right back.
Back in the day, I joined the Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
Bam! The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow down 21, Nasdaq off 6, S&P's off 13. Tom, we had a question in the YouTube trading room about Lululemon and the high volume low. Now, that's a great question, folks. Okay, let's check this out. So you get a high volume low that was established on the 12th, 289.55. Now you can see what's happening. You're testing this today, and you're going to have dramatically lighter volume. And on top of that, and this is what's cool about just doing a crosshair coming over, what you're going to see is that you're actually going into a very strong day of strength, which is that 284 to 301. So my take there is that, yeah, you're going to get a rejection out here today. You have the test, and that just keeps it into a consolidation. That's how you basically read that. The second question was about the small caps. And the bottom line inside the small caps, that is still the weakest indice, folks, okay? The bottom line, if you're going to short something, each and every time the small caps bounce, yeah, I'd shot the heck out of it, you know.
And just to add on to that, Lulu, it doesn't change anything you said, but to know that that was basically the day of their volume, their earnings. Earnings were the day before, so that was a big day the day after as it digested their numbers coming out the 11th after the bell.
Yes, yeah, and so... market-wise out here, folks, bottom line is that you can expect this volatility to continue throughout the day. I mean, it really looks like a flat market out here. That being said, when you charge forward, 3 times I've already tried to charge forward and get into the green. It hasn't made it yet. Each and every time, that's when markets get weaker and weaker and weaker. Okay, that's where this shakes out. So, you know, we're still flat. I would say that even though the S&Ps are down 12, that's a flat market. And the NQs are the ones to watch, man, you know. Folks, stay right there. We got Think or Swim coming up next. Then we got our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, riding that wave. Steve Rhodes, Dave White. I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Look at him, folks.